Hello, everyone, and welcome to this month's Esports Trade Association LinkedIn Live. Welcome.
Hello, hello.
Hi, everyone.
Hello. So thank you all for coming. This is the point of time where we start our introductions. Who would like to jump in and go first? Awesome. Go ahead, Jordan. Jordan, you're on mute. I just hate to say that.
I hate that when that happens.
know. It's like
It's the worst, right?
out of the gate.
Out of the gate, first guy already muted. No, Jordan Traby from Dallas, Texas. Been a member for a while now. Love the ESTA people. I think one of the main reasons I'm a member is just the networking, the great events, all the extra stuff that comes with it. It's not just, hey, it's just a once a year event. There's a lot more activities and networking and opportunities that happen throughout the year. So I think that's really awesome and special. About TryHard Consulting, we're a video game industry consultant company. We help companies bridge the gap between non-endemic and endemic brands. We help with activations from tournaments to trade shows to anything that you're thinking in gaming space. We also do sales and sponsorship and partnerships and investment raises. So that's us in a nutshell. We've been in the industry for over 20 years, and we're looking just to keep the space authentic and keep it growing. So that's us. Just the quick elevator run through. So
I welcome you so graciously. I feel
Appreciate
like you're everywhere.
Everywhere but nowhere at the same time.
You're everywhere. I think I saw you twice in 1 week, and we don't even live in the same city.
Yeah, I think it was like Toronto and then somewhere else. I can't remember. It was
And
pretty.
then Chicago, and then Dallas. Just you make it around.
Go to a lot of events. But yeah, I really appreciate you having us here and putting this all together. This is really awesome.
Well, this is one of my favorites. This and the coffee, probably. I just love the platform LinkedIn Live, and thanks for joining. And I don't think you've ever missed an Esports Trade Association event. I swear. I think you might be our next ambassador.
Yeah, I'll be on the board soon. That's my goal.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
Good to know. Oops.
Oh.
All righty. So, pardon me there. Thank you very much. Who else would like to go?
Sure, I will.
Okay.
Hi, Megan. Hi, everybody. So my name is Gordon Hinkle. I'm the president of College Esports International, and I actually got connected with ESTA through our partners in education at UCLA years ago. And then I think it was last year we did the pitch competition and kind of really got connected with Esports Next. But we were looking for education partners, production partners, and I was recommended to ESTA by a friend. And it's been awesome ever since. We feel like this is a family to us now. So we love being part of this organization, and now we're helping launch the Northern California chapter. And so things are going really well for us as a company, doing a lot of collegiate competitions, tournaments, education symposiums, and the like. So I encourage all of you to check us out, and looking forward to getting together with all of you at the next events coming up.
Yeah, it feels like you've been at 2 or 3 Sports Next events.
2, yeah, 2.
And I think you made it to the video.
Yeah, I think so.
I haven't had a chance to see it yet.
I haven't either. No, it's been great. Like this last year was amazing. Like within the first couple hours of Esports Next, like I had already made like some amazing new contacts and working on some deals with our partners and friends. So I encourage everybody, just get plugged in. Don't be shy. Just jump in and start networking, and it's amazing what this group can do.
I feel like it's the power of people, right, Mick? It's just so.
Yes.
this is the funnest way to celebrate members, in my opinion, because y'all are new. So we also love or renewing. So the reason why we do new and renewing is because in a year a lot can happen. And we want to hear from you more regularly. So Jordan is renewing or renewed last month. So it's all of the news and renews from August that are invited. And it's just super fun. So welcome back, Mr. Hinkle.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, esports about community. So like, the more you're a part of a community, the more you get out of it. So
Yep.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Mickey. Who would like to join next?
Well, Gordon and Jordan, I didn't even think about the rhyme before I said it, but they're both really good friends of mine. So I'll go ahead and take the opportunity to follow in their footsteps here. So I'm Zach Teep, work for the company called Showcore. I have 2 chapters on my thing because I'm moving from Columbus, Ohio, greatest city in the world, to Minneapolis, the coldest city in the world, and I can't wait to do it just in time for winter. So I'm moving because I work with a company called Showcore, event production, 35 years of excellent work in the corporate sector. My background, I've been in esports for a long time. I've been a part of ESTA in one form or another since at least 2020. I previously had a consulting practice doing everything from event production to event strategy, sponsorships, everything in between. And now I'm with Showcore, a wonderful corporate event production company working with a lot of Fortune 500s and nonprofits nationwide and worldwide now to produce their corporate events, galas. But we have a production team with sports experience, esports experience. Our head of production's done Super Bowls before. So the capability for them to do consumer-facing events was always there. And when I came on in May to lead sales and growth, I saw an opportunity to bring my esports book of business in. It's led to some really exciting stuff early. The capability's there, and I'm here to take these folks into the stratosphere because they've been around 35 years, growing slowly but sustainably, and it started to reach a point where the quality of what they were able to do was even greater than the volume of work that they had. And so I'm, bringing them up that volume and increasing the depth and breadth of what we're working on. And the team we have from a production side can handle just about anything I throw at them, and that's a really fun position for me. So, my little side job is to basically be everyone in the esports industry's best friend, and that's many people on this call. I know Beth Reed was here for a bit. I hope she comes back because she's really cool too, and you're going to want to hear from her. But that's me. My job's to build cool stuff with my friends. Danielle, Jordan, Gordon, great to be friends with you guys. The rest of you, we'll get there, and in no time, I'm sure. And it's been really fun. Always a pleasure to be here as a feels like eternally renewing member of the Esports Trade Association.
Yeah, and if I could just speak to what Zach just talked about, our friendship, like we just met like a year ago or so, but he already helped us with finding some production assistance for the state fair competition that we just ran. So thank you, Zach, for that. It turned out very successful. And now because of our success and connections here at ESTA, we're getting other contract opportunities. So that's exciting. It's all because of, like I said, the connectivity and just building networks and knowing you have go-to people that you can rely on. So that's a big deal for us.
And I mean, this is a place to find those folks. There's a friend of mine who's a lawyer working with startups, and he had a client who needed to get out and do some pitches and be involved in some funding conversations, and we got him into the esports next pitch competition. And first day I was talking to him, and he's like, hey, what strategy should I look at for this conference? What should my focus be? And there's a lot of things I could say there, but for esports next, at least for that conference in particular, for this trade association, what I honestly told him is just go talk to people, man. People that are at this show, people that are coming to this thing really just do want to have conversations. They really do just want to help you learn what you're working on, see if they can help you or, learn something from you. And that's not the case everywhere you go. It's not the case at every conference. It's not the case in every community, but it is the case in this community. And that's something I've always seen and, hope I can be a part of, growing that and developing that. But that was the genuine advice I gave the guy. Just go talk to people, because people in ESTA really do just want to make that connection.
One of the things I have to share, Zach, is I don't know if I told you this or not, but the chairman that first hired me in sports said, no one can work a room like that guy. He's like, I just watch him. He was mesmerized that your power networking abilities. And then I looked at your LinkedIn and you have like 1 million LinkedIn followers. What is your secret?
People just see the hair and they think I'm an Abercrombie and Fitch model, and then they just want to be my friend. That's all it is, man. That's all it is. It's just the hair.
You're hilarious.
I think it was the shoes or maybe the socks.
Oh, Beth, we keep.
I liked where she was going.
Yeah, who knows where that was going?
All right.
I'm sure it was something very nice.
Yeah, I hope she was complimenting my shoes. I don't know. I have a lot of nice ones. I don't know.
Thanks, Zach. It's it would never be the same without you. You're so special.
I just want to thank Jordan, by the way, for having his mic muted when he first started talking, because it's how I realized I did too. So
Yeah, you're welcome. I just make sure everyone's good for the rest of the day. You know, I just get that out of the way.
Hilarious. Who'd like? Looks like Kevin unmuted. So you're ready, huh?
Yeah, I'm ready to jump in. And Zach, I'm envious of your hair situation. I'm on the other side of the spectrum there, but appreciate the opportunity to join everyone here. Meg, thanks so much for the opportunity. So Kevin Johnson, I'm the managing partner of the E-Racing Association, and we're new members to ETSA, and it's a great opportunity to meet such amazing folks at the Esports Next conference a few weeks ago, and be part of this community. The E-Racing Association, we serve as a bridge from virtual to reality in the racing simulation spectrum. One of my co-founders in the esports, the E-Racing Association, is actually a NASCAR Xfinity team owner and driver. So we interestingly have the opportunity both to have our members participate in our online virtual events, but also we have crossover activations in real life racing opportunities. This past summer, we did a big activation here for the first ever Chicago street race, where we had a 40,000 square foot building overlooking all of Grant Park in Chicago. In the venue, we had 500 corporate guests, as well as 10 racing simulators in the building for all of our participants to be able to enjoy. We have quarterly racing tournaments using the iRacing platform, where novices and experts alike get a chance to race virtually on simulated NASCAR courses for cash prizes. Our next event coming up is on September 20th. So if you go to eragaming.gg, it's a great way to kind of see what we're doing there, to watch our races and or potentially to participate. And we became members of this association to really expand our reach and our network in this space. Now, we've been active for about 3 years with ERA and looking to grow that here significantly over the months and years to come, and very much looking forward to getting to know all of you and looking at ways to partner in the future.
Kevin, we got to connect, man. I just took my son to see Gran Turismo last night, and I'm all pumped up this morning. So
exactly those stories. There's very few sports where you can go from simulated experiences to the chance to do it in real life.
Oh, wow. It was an awesome movie. I don't know if you guys have all seen it, but I really enjoyed it. I know it's got a little bit cheesy, but it was fun to take my 13-year-old, and we had a blast, and he was talking about it this morning. So I'm excited to talk to you. I'd love to integrate some of that into our college events.
It's great. We've been working a lot with a lot of semi-professional drivers, but to your point, kids and kids alike get a chance to really have a great experience with this. And my co-founder Jesse Awuji, like me, comes from a military background. I served in the Army prior to my professional career. And Jesse came out of the Navy and learned how to drive on his shore leaves using simulators to learn how to drive. And he was actually able to accelerate from virtual sim racing into some drag racing and worked his way into now being a NASCAR team owner with cool. The co-owner of that race team is Emmitt Smith, NFL Hall of Famer. So we have a lot interesting capabilities to leverage our platforms across the board. And Jesse's story is very similar to the story in Gran Turismo, to really take the opportunities of what you're learning virtually to apply it in reality into real life. It's been pretty amazing.
Well, I hate to go off on a tangent here, but I'm excited because like one of my old staffers used to be a race driver when I worked for the state. and his name is Bill Sessa, and he just happened to just write our big article in Comstocks magazine on our esports tournament. So he's like now learning more about esports and how driving are connecting. I would love to connect him with you. He's worked with Jeff Gordon and all these race car drivers, been in pit crews for Indy, NASCAR. Really cool guy. But yeah, let's talk, Evan. I got to circle back with you for sure.
That'd be amazing. That's a key reason why we joined ETSA, right? For these connections, as we really look to amplify kind of what we're doing in the racing space, but also how do we, introduce those opportunities in real life, like the event we do around Chicago, as well as tracks around the country. ERA provides a really interesting platform to be able to connect those dots.
Cool. I'm definitely gonna be hitting you up here soon.
Look forward to it.
I raced on that track at an event this summer. And yes, I would like to report I'm still not a good race driver.
We'll get you there. That's the thing. It's all about-
I'm the best Mario Kart driver here, hands down.
Are you? It was awesome though to
That's fun.
literally run that NASCAR track. That was so fun.
Oh, cool.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Where did you
Thank
guys host your venue?
It was at venue 610 at 610 South Michigan Avenue. Beautiful 40,000 square foot building, floor to ceiling glass windows, overlooking the entire raceway. It was an amazing event, and we have the rights for 2024 and 2025, assuming that NASCAR in the city continues the race, and we look forward to doing it bigger and better. And we're very much looking to kind of bring more esports and other activities and activations into that venue space. So love to continue the conversation with all of you to see how we can work together.
Yeah, and the Formula One's going through Vegas here soon too. I know I'm sure you're aware of that. So we're hoping to do some synergies around that event.
Fantastic.
Right on. Thank you, Kevin, and welcome. I hear myself echo. I think you know what it is. Yes, it. When you unmute, make sure you turn down your LinkedIn or mute your LinkedIn as well. Who would like to go next?
Well, I can go, I guess. Len Wanger with Velocity Esports. We are a small but growing chain of video arcade restaurant bars with an esports lounge in the venue. One of the things that we do is we try to bring in a demographic and bring some energy into the center by having esports, both competitive PC as well as console play within the venue, and also run a lot of tournaments, both weekly community tournaments as well as larger monthly tournaments for the community. And we're building up a roster of nights, whether it's a fighting night or a sports night or different things as we go here. Currently at two open restaurants, Cincinnati and Las Vegas, with two more on the way. Schaumburg, Illinois, which is near O'Hare Airport in Chicago for folks who aren't local here. And happy to announce that we just signed a lease in downtown Orlando. So that'll be fun. Jordan, if you're the best Mario Kart driver, come to one of our tournaments, see if you can win a check and prove it. So,
easy. Tell me where and when, man.
Cincinnati or Las Vegas, or wait till Schaumburg's open. And we are. It's been fun. We're starting to get some pretty decent communities going. Last tournament we had some folks who decided to drive down from Canada to play in Cincinnati, which was great fun for it. And Kevin will have to talk too. One of the things that we've been discussing over time is whether to add some racing community nights, and the question is whether we can figure out the right platform and make the economics work to put racing simulators in there. And then there's a whole rabbit hole, as I'm sure you know, about how much you want to spend to get there and what it requires. It can some of these rigs are pretty impressive.
Absolutely. We had our rigs that we had were full motion rigs, and our activation partner in that was Sim Racing Chicago, based in Algonquin. And we'll be more than happy to continue that conversation to see how we might be able to partner together to bring that kind of activations to your event.
Terrific. In fact, as was mentioned, Formula One is coming to Las Vegas. We're lucky to be just outside the track, and so people can still get to the venue with all the construction now and everything that's going to be shut down there. We're about a mile south of the Strip on Las Vegas Boulevard. It's kind of across from the airport. But one of the things we've been thinking about doing is how do we put some racing in to take advantage of everyone coming in for Formula One. coming into town.
Well, last time I was at Formula One, I bumped into Peyton Manning. I must just say that.
Cool.
Just the tip of the day. Formula One's cool.
Yeah.
We've been having fun at our centers. For some reason, a lot of the athletes in the towns we're in have been deciding to come play games there. So the Las Vegas Aces like to drink at our bar in Las Vegas. If you, I'm about 5'4", so it's interesting when I walk up to the bar when they're there.
Oh, I bet.
But they've been very polite. A lot of the Cincinnati Bengals players have come and played in some charity events for us, and
Cool.
kids have a lot of fun playing Madden against professional players. Acosta from if anyone knows soccer or football, came and had an event where he signed soccer balls and played FIFA against kids. It's really been a lot of fun to have the nexus of those two communities come together, and the professional athlete community has been nothing but terrific to us in that regard.
Where's your Vegas venue located? I'll be there for TwitchCon. Love to drop by.
Sure. Well, drop me a line.
Okay.
For sure. But we are in a mall called Town Square Center,
Okay.
which is on Las Vegas Boulevard. Literally, if you're by the MGM Grand, you go south another mile. It's just past the big famous Las Vegas sign, and then it'll be just right there.
Yeah, I know that area. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I'll hit you up.
Thank you, Len, and congratulations. I'll look forward to the Schaumburg location opening.
Yeah, we'll let you guys know when we have the grand opening. It should be a lot of fun.
That is really
We're
cool.
if you know the Woodfield Mall there, we're right at the ground level there with an external exit. Kind of, if you know where the J.C. Penney is, kind of back there with that back lot.
Okay, will that be sometime this year?
It should be. We've had a lot of delays. Construction is interesting to do. We're hoping to be in the November timeframe here. Should be
We'll
open
have
for
a party.
Thanksgiving.
Let's
We
do
will
it.
definitely. We do a lot of events. Anyone who wants to have parties or rent esports rooms or do it, definitely let me know. But we could certainly do something with the ESTA there, and we'd love to have you folks come on in.
Awesome.
That'll be fun.
Totally. All right. Miss Rourke.
Hello, thank you for having me on here today. And hello, everyone. Some of you I met at Esports Next, so it's wonderful to see you again. And others, this is the first time, so I'm delighted to meet you. As my little name tag says, I'm Danielle Rourke. I'm a gaming culturist. I actually just recently opened my own LLC for consulting, especially around education, esports, gaming, AR, VR, XR. Like, how do you just bring more fun into learning or into your organization? So previously, I had been with Dell Technologies for about 4 years as a chief innovation and technology strategist, working with colleges and universities across the globe, really, on how to bring esports and gaming into their curriculum and into their technology offerings. So very excited to be here today. I have been working with Megan and John and Michaela, everybody at ESTA for a few months now, but I finally made it official in August and got my membership card. So very excited to be a part of this community. Already made so many connections like Zach, and just being at the event, I was blown away by Esports Next and how many people were there and how many different industry types were actually there. Not only business and corporations, but also educators and cities and state and local governments. So was really, really proud and happy to be a part of that, and look forward to everything that hopefully I work on with ESTA in the future.
Oh, we're so glad that you finally got the card.
Definitely a proud card carrying member now.
That's hilarious. I never heard it put that way. I don't know what we should do. We should maybe give something. I'm not sure.
Cards. You already got it figured out.
One thing I know that we learned this morning is if you didn't pick up your jersey, we have them for you. for next year. They're stored safely away. And everybody that registered should have received a jersey. If you registered early enough, you have one with your name on the back of it. So if you didn't get yours, I just learned that they are tucked safely away for Esports Next 2024.
I unfortunately have to drop now. You guys are all wonderful people.
Oh,
And Danielle, definitely would
Aw.
like to connect with you. I do work with some people in the education space that do curriculums here in Dallas. One of them, Exposure.
Yes, I
Danny
love
Martin.
Danny.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So love to learn more about what you guys are doing. But yeah, everyone have a great day and a great week. Megan, again,
Jordan.
thank you so
Thanks,
much for
Jordan.
putting this together. You're awesome.
Here, Jordan.
So
Bye.
nice meeting you all. Bye bye.
hi, Jordan.
Thank you.
All righty. So, Curtis. And where's Beth? Did we lose her?
I think she dropped
She's-
again.
Okay.
She's in and out. So
Okay. Let's hear. She's in and out. There we go. Oops. Maybe we should have Beth go before, just to
She
make
dropped off.
sure that she
Sure.
stays for a minute.
Yes,
Beth,
thank
you've
you.
got a moody visit today.
Yeah, in and out, but happy to be here and thank you so much and nice to see everyone. Zach, thanks for the plug earlier. Sorry I missed you all at Esports Next. I really wanted to be there and had to drop out last minute, but I intend to be there in the future and really look forward to meeting you all in person one of these days. My background is in the sports events world regarding hotels and sponsorships.
oh no.
Oh,
Oh, Beth. I'm going to try to get her back. In the meanwhile, well, let me just
Curtis.
really quickly. Oh, here she is.
Can you hear me now?
Welcome
good
back, Beth.
I'm back. Okay, cool. So thank you. So yeah, in the event space, my experiences with hotels and generating sponsorships, not only with hotels but sponsor partners. And so I'm excited to be in this space with this crowd, innovative, creative, and it's just a pleasure and privilege to be here and to have the opportunity to potentially work with any of you who are looking for some dynamic growth on your sponsorship side, with hotels or even, just sponsors in the event space and creating those activations. So thank you.
I love the name, Lily Pad Creative Events.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
All right. Welcome, Beth and Lily Pad Creative Events. Curtis Sylvester, Atlanta chapter, Marriott.
Yes. I know it cut me off. I put Marriott International and it was like, you've typed too much. So I figured I'd summarize as best. But no, it's perfect time to go right after Beth. So I am with a small company that probably no one's heard of called Marriott. So myself and two colleagues, actually, we handle all of Marriott's hotels globally. We partner with our esports community to really help them find a right home for whatever kind of program it is that they're looking for. I mean, it was great timing. I think on the coffee call last week, we were talking about San Antonio, and our team was on a call with them, just talking about all the new facilities and all the talk around esports in that community. So you can kind of think of us as your one-stop shop of really any Marriott location globally. If you're needing a liaison to try to figure out some location and home for your program, we are your go-to. So I'm based in Atlanta. I'm very new to the community, but to what everyone has been saying, echoing, I mean, everyone at the event to LinkedIn has been extremely supportive and responsive and just really generous with information and kind of guiding us in the right direction. So it's been really, really great to be a part of this and excited to continue collaborating with you all.
That's so cool that you can, wherever you want to go in the world, you're the call.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I mean, it's on a daily basis. I talk with people in Italy to all over China. I mean, New Zealand, really anywhere you name it. And it's a really fascinating kind of role to be in, because no day is the same, and we get to interact with so many different people globally. So it's really, really fascinating and kind of a fun, niche role within the hotel world. But we're excited about esports. I know our hotels are really, really excited about it too. I know even Arlington and Chicago, I mean, all these cities are, it's really the talk of the town. So I think from our perspective, how we can support you all, but also support our properties and our colleagues within our hotels. It's a really kind of unique positioning. So I think it'll be great to kind of see how that continues to unfold within this group.
For sure. I have a dream. The movie industry has this magazine that you open up and you see every, like, I think city and state, and it has like points if you like make a movie there, or not points, rebates.
Yeah.
I would love to have a magazine, digital or print, that would show our rebates that Jordan is backstage. I'll remember my dream. 1 second. I can't continue without him. Okay.
There he
Thank
is.
you, Jordan, for the note. I wish that somebody, and I put this out there so someone will, hopefully, create the rebates for cities, because one of the things with esports is that some are struggling. And if we are incentivized to come to your city, and I understand there's tournament, there's tournament grants as well, but where's that collaborative initiative? If maybe it's already done.
Yeah, it's a really good point. I work really closely with, being based in Atlanta, with the Georgia Entertainment, where they basically align with government, but also with industry professionals, and they also handle esports. And I think it's a huge topic of conversation of, these film and productions, they get such great tax rebates annually, that how do we kind of roll that out for this market as well? Or what does that look like? How do we strategically partner within this world? So it's a topic of conversation for sure. I am no politician though, so you won't get those answers from me, but I'm happy to advocate. So
Megan, I love your dream, and you are very good at dreaming and making dreams come true. So thanks for sharing that dream.
Yeah.
You're on mute, Megan.
you're mute.
Thank you very much. I think it's so cool for the film industry. I've seen that because of grants, so much has happened here in Chicago. Good grants that are, sustainable for our economies. And there's so much, like, I think, Beth, you were saying the talk of the town about esports. And I think having that sort of initiative, and boy, if somebody already knows that somebody's doing that, like, let's share here, because I don't know, I can't keep up with how fast this industry is moving, but it'll be wonderful for our friends that make it through, the harder times of esports, because even though we're what we are still always going to have our struggles as every other industry. So what were you thinking, Beth? Do you have some inside information?
Oh, no, I would like to explore it more with you, of course, but I don't have anything that I'm privy to at the moment.
Does anybody have some insider information about?
But I have some connections, so, I'm happy to explore it.
I feel like if you have a city that you would like to go to, I'm having a hard time coming up with an example, so I'll be as general as I can. Let's just say we wanted to go to a theme park for our event. But if we went to the city next to the theme park city, right on the cusp, right, and went to that convention visitors bureau and shared that dream of hosting a tournament or having an esport event, I wonder if that would be a smart strategy for people that are, trying to get their initiative launched. I can share that for Esports Next, because I had done so many events in my past, the different hotels that we partnered with really truly gave us a break. And we asked for support from Chicago and Choose Chicago and World Business Chicago. So it was all those asks that, made it possible. And, hopefully that Choose Chicago and World Business Chicago is receiving great awareness around what we've done, that, so they win as well. Any thoughts? Anybody have any other suggestions? Because it's such a great topic, Curtis, and it's so amazing that, boy, if you want to go to Marriott and that's where your points are or whatever, to just call you, and you're a member of the Esports Trade Association listed in the Esports Next Directory magazine.
Yeah, love the plug. I was going to say, I know our friends in San Antonio would be more than happy to help partner in a variety of facets too. But to exactly what you're saying, even at Esports Next in Chicago, I mean, there are so many local CVBs that were there, I think, trying to really break into this world. And so oftentimes they'll absolutely evaluate, what it looks like to bring this business to their city. And I can't speak to necessarily what the inclusions may be or the breaks may be, but they'll certainly advocate, to get that exposure, within their hotels, people going out to dinner after. I mean, it's a great roundabout, business venture for them, and partnership, because they see long-term potential there. But also happy to help kind of navigate those seas as you see, if you need help getting connected with some of the local cities as well. So.
I think a lot of like the cities are, seeing value in like, any esport event bringing people to the city. Because I know during our event in Dallas, no, Arlington, in April, like, we worked with the city of Arlington. We worked with like a lot of like locals,
Our
people,
sports,
and,
yeah, our
they
sports
really
team.
helped like, navigate a lot of like the transportation side, the hotel side, just to make sure that we can actually host that many people within there. And from that event, other cities are actually contacting us and saying, like the city of Carrollton, the city of McKinney, they're just like, hey, how can we also like, participate and do in this? I think the more events we do, and I think they are seeing it too, like, the value that it
Yeah.
adds. So I think it's just reaching out and saying, hey, like, this is what we're bringing. Can you help us? What can you do to help us make this happen?
I'll say one more thing, and I promise I'll be quiet after. But
Be quiet.
the only other item I'd say is that one of the things that we've been really trying to support with is like the grassroots and like the collegiate leagues, because I feel they sometimes have a harder time breaking into some of the hotels because they don't quite understand like what esports is entirely, or they don't fully understand just like what the bigger picture is. And so I would also simply just add that is a huge, value that we're trying to bring to our company all across the board, is that, hey, like, these are what these tournaments consist of. This is great for your city. This could eventually turn into something bigger than we could have ever foreseen, So I think partnerships in that side of the spectrum too, we've been really trying to advocate for and just showcase kind of what that entails, partnering with some of our properties.
Yeah, Curtis, that's one of our biggest struggles. Like when we put on tournaments, getting all the colleges in and a place to stay. So I find myself playing like a hotel agent all the time for colleges. So I would love to pick your brain on that, because that's one of my biggest like logistics issues with every event we do, is making sure all the teams are settled in a nice hotel and that they're comfortable, they can get there to compete.
Yeah.
So it's a big deal for us. So our sports commissions around the country are really great to work with. They usually help out. And they are starting to see the value of esports events coming into cities, just like traditional sporting events. We're bringing tons of, activities and people buying foods and shopping in the area. So staying at our local hotels. So we would love to partner with Marriott more. We've stayed at a lot of Marriott hotels in recent years. So it's awesome that you guys are cognizant of that and helping out.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me know how I can help.
Yeah, I will. I'm going to be calling you too after I get my racing experience with Kevin.
Yeah, there we go.
Just today, we heard from World Business Chicago, and they ran an ad in Cranes, and they did it complimentary for Esports Next. So it's, just raising awareness with your city and letting them know that you're coming or that you want to come. And I think there's just different ways of making it possible. We had donations from Eli Cheesecake and Frango Mints of Chicago and Gara's Popcorn of Chicago. It's so fun to partner with the local, the local brands.
Yep.
When I got on the phone with Eli Cheesecake, it was Eli's son. And I was like, oh my gosh, second generation. Y'all had the cheesecake.
Yeah.
If
those mints were incredible. Oh my God.
Oh my God. What's Christmas in Chicago without Frango mints? That's Marshall Field's mints.
Incredible.
It was so neat, but we didn't have Marshall Field's son. But nonetheless, it was just so fun. Like the whole esports is fun. The whole industry it's fun. What do you think, Danielle, about the culture? You're a culturist.
I think it's wonderful. And like Michaela said earlier, like it's all about community. Everybody in the esports community is so warm and welcoming, as long as they're not in the middle of a Call of Duty battle. Don't ask them then. But just in general, everybody really wants to see this industry succeed, and everybody, I think, sees the benefits, both economically as well as in the tourism side of things, but also educationally. And just there are statistics and studies out there that have proven that many of the students and the young athletes that get into esports, they never found their niche. They never had anything that they got into. They weren't band kids, they weren't debate kids, they weren't theater kids, but they could get a hold of esports. They were already playing games, and then to find other people close to their own age that were interested in the same things. And then if you get the support of the educational institution and or the larger local community, that just shows them that like they are valued and that they do have a place. So I truly believe that community is the biggest driver of esports in the entire industry.
Yeah. Hey, and I want that dice you got right there. That's the Dungeons and Dragons light. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a RGB D20, and if that doesn't tell you how much of a nerd I am, then
my son's in Dungeons and Dragons club at school, so he would be going crazy over that.
Yeah, I'm kind of obsessed over Baldur's Gate 3 right now. So if you can't get a hold of me, I'm probably playing Baldur's Gate 3.
But Meg, kind of building on what Danielle was saying, like from a culture perspective, and these things being fun, that's like a key thing that we see, at ERA and the value of this community is that these things should be fun, and the opportunity to increase access and inclusion, is so important. And as I mentioned, both my background and Jesse's is the military, coming out of the military, and most people wouldn't know. I think maybe you all that done the research may know that 80% of military members and family members are self-identified gamers. These are folks that are deployed around the world that may be away from their friends at home or away from their families when they're overseas, and getting a chance to get online and play a game together is a great way to keep that continuity together, as well as from a mental health perspective, a lot of opportunity for engagement to be able to share things that our service members and family members may be experiencing. And games are an incredible way to do that. And the Department of Defense, you may not know that each of the service branches has their own esports teams in the Army, Navy, Air Force, as well as the service academies. I serve as an advisor to the West Point esports team. Meg, I think the Castro, the director.
Another cool ESTA partner too is doing that Black Point VR game too. Those guys are awesome. So I'm actually talking with them again this week.
It's an amazing, the West Point esports team at West Point is the fastest growing club at West Point, which is, astonishing. I played football there, and the esports club is bigger than the football team now, which is amazing to me, which just kind of really goes to show that this is being valued at institutions like West Point
every
for many
campus.
reasons.
Yeah.
And Kevin, I just wanted to add to that, just in case you didn't know, you may already know about this, but there's an organization that I've worked with before called Gold Star Gamers, that is for children who have lost a parent in the line of service, and just being able to connect them there and being able to help give them, they remember playing games with their mom or dad, and that's something that they hold on to. That's a memory that makes them feel safe and good. And then when they can get out and do that with maybe other children of fallen service members, or other members of the community, other members of the military community that want to be there for those kids. It's so powerful when you're in that space and that environment and you hear about those stories. And, I think we really have something to be grateful for in games on National Video Game Day, in helping everybody come together.
I'd add to that. We certainly see a lot of that, and I mentioned some of the charity things. One of the things that we've had, it's not something that produces a lot of revenue, but it's produced a lot of goodwill both among the staff and the community. Is we have some local hospitals who bring disabled folks in. We have they'll either bring in, or we've at this point gotten some controllers that are able to be used for folks who can't use standard controllers, and the amount of joy both the players and the families get by just being able to do quote unquote what they'll call normal activities that they used to do, and to feel like they could do things part of the community. These videos are just there's not a dry eye in the house, and it's been really a pleasure to work with. So it's one of these things, when you talk about inclusion, gaming can really adapt to all these different communities, and the fact that with the digital allows you to adapt it, whether it's changing the speeds or the sizes or just the controllers. It's been a real joy for us to be a part of, and as we go to new cities, we've been hooking up with the different organizations and doctors there, and it's been a lot of fun.
Well, it's a universal language.
So
Yeah, it's something that everybody knows. When you grow up in a certain generation, you grew up with it. If you didn't, and that generation the generation that grew up with gaming continues to grow older and older and encompass a larger segment of the population than I think a lot of people realize. And so the opportunity to reach people creatively, reach people natively, reach people in exciting ways is greater than ever. You see a lot of charity stuff. I've been raising money for charity through gaming since 2011. It's millions of dollars there, of genuine real life impact. And that's just from a charitable perspective, because this speaks to human beings. And when you can find that connective point, there's a lot of stuff you can do that people don't always think is possible. So it's cool to hear of everybody trying to find more ways to get people access to things, get people paying attention to things. And, visibility is a currency that does a lot of great stuff. So it can be really, really fun.
I think all the negativity aside, and all the PR problem that gaming has, I think people forget that how beneficial gaming is and can be to people. There's so many charities that are spearheaded by gaming communities. Gaming is a great mental health tool, helping people with mental problems, depressions, and all that stuff. My brother wrote a thesis on what is it, people using gaming and VR and stuff like that to help victims of PTSD get over it, and as treatment for that thing. So there's so much benefit to the good things that coming out of gaming and because of gaming and the things like that. But we need more people to see and be aware of all these things that's going on, instead of focusing on the one or two negative things that are just being magnified by the outer community.
You should share an invite to your gaming night, Mickey, in the banner. You should post it so everyone can see it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you would, that would I've gone to, I don't like to miss her game nights because they're so cute. We never know who's going to show up. And Mickey just laughs the entire time. She hardly says a word in, and you just hear her giggling, and you see her, you see her playing, and it's very fun. What were you going to say, Len? Was it you that?
It was me.
Oh, no, not me. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, sorry.
I was just going to second again, Mitch Reed, Gold Star Gamers, great folks, really
Yes.
creative people doing a lot of stuff in quote unquote regular media outside of gaming to get some real eyes on stuff. And, that's going to elevate the gaming industry as a whole, put it up with other things that people are paying attention to, let osmosis do its work. And they have an amazing cause. You want to talk about PTSD awareness and everything. Those are great folks.
Yeah.
Megan, I wanted to go back really quickly if we had just have a few more minutes. You were talking about travel, tourism, how to get the communities involved. I know I just wanted to share, we've been working here in kind of the Denver area with a few different orgs, both like the Colorado Department of Higher Education, because they're very interested in, okay, what is esports and how does it affect our colleges and universities? How can it help them? How can it help our students? So, we had generated some reports and gathered really a lot of experts from the state to kind of give them that feedback and that report. They take it straight on up to the governor. We're lucky enough in Colorado to have the gaming governor who, has been on streams for League of Legends. So that was really cool. But then we've also been working with like the Office of Economic Development and International Trade for the state of Colorado, the tourism office. There's also an organization called Denver Sports. And so, they operate traditionally in like traditional sports like football and basketball and baseball, but they are very interested in esports. And okay, this is the future. Like this is a whole nother, it's like a brand new sport was created and they can utilize that in their events and in their marketing. So just kind of reaching out to a lot of those local and governmental agencies. It's sometimes slow going because that's just kind of how the public sector works, but you make so many great connections, and then when they're in conversations with legislators or with other states and tourism departments, they can kind of make those comments and make those connections. So that would be one of the things that I would recommend if anybody's looking to build out that local community.
That's a great recommendation. And I do think it's slow moving like anything. Sales, community building, like if a salesman gets a new job, right? Or business development, they need 4 seasons at very minimum to make, a consistent impact on what they're doing and build relationships authentically. So, just like being patient with our government, they're so stretched. They're so stretched. I can't even believe the schedule they keep and oh my goodness. So we've been very grateful, and I wouldn't say it was like super quick, but I also wouldn't complain, understanding, the schedules of our government servant leaders, right? So that's awesome. I can't wait till you have something there because I'm overdue for a trip to the mountains. Right, Mick?
I miss Denver so much. So it's
We're
a great
coming.
city. I love it.
I've got a guest room, so just let me know.
I might take you up on that. Oh my goodness, it's been so long since I've been to Denver. So
all right. Well, this has been really wonderful. I would love to take the last couple of minutes if there's any questions. Is anybody on LinkedIn? Can anybody see if we have any questions from anybody?
no questions so far.
No questions. All right. So we do have a couple of links that we could possibly share for any member or leader in our community that would love to do a LinkedIn Live. We can drop that link in because I just think LinkedIn Lives are so fun, especially at a time like this where people are stopping for lunch and they're, taking a minute in our nation, they're stopping for lunch, maybe taking a minute to themselves and being able to jump in here and seeing the casualness of the LinkedIn Live. We can share that. Anyone interested in joining the association, we can also share that link here. I certainly don't want this to feel salesy. My enthusiasm for Esports Trade Association just naturally feels enthusiastic because that's what I am about it. What do you think, Gordon? What else should we share?
I don't know, just whatever resources we can share out to talk about what chapter events are coming up. I think we're going to be doing a lot more, so we'll be trying to get the word out, doing regular events in the Northern California region. I'm sure everybody's doing the same. So I'd
Yeah,
say just keep checking back to the website and getting those look at those calendars.
that's another great idea that we can do to improve for sure. If anybody feels like they want to drop in their dates, I know tonight we have a Chicago chapter meeting
Yes, we do.
in Revelation. So I'm not sure if you're coming, Len.
Unfortunately, can't make it, but it sounds. I'll catch the next one.
I know that I saw the list yesterday of RSVPs, and our very own Jim Samuelson, who sings the Star Spangled Banner or the anthem at our Chicago Bears and Blackhawks and baseball games, will be attending the party tonight. So it'll be fun to get some tunes.
I was gonna say, if he sings, take a video and post it for
Would
us all
that
so
be
we can see.
amazing? Oh my gosh. Yeah, he's pretty special. So he's making a celebrity appearance tonight. I don't know if we have it in the budget to have him sing, but boy, that would be generous, wouldn't it? It's just chilling to hear that too.
Hmm.
Who doesn't love it? So, well, does anybody else have anything else you'd like to share? We are live, but we're also okay to give a few minutes back, or if somebody would like to bring us out, bring us home, sing the anthem. Marius?
If I had a better mic, I would. I'm classical trained, but not on this mic. Yeah, no, EST is great, guys. Seriously, anyone who's in this chat who is watching and maybe hasn't experienced this association, I said at the beginning, I'll take it out with it. This is a place where people really just want to meet folks, make connections, find ways to help people. This was a really organic, conversation. There was no script for this thing. This is just people coming in and talking about what they care about and finding other ways where, to connect with other people who care about the same thing and push something forward. That's what this is all about. You're trying to access something in the esports industry. This is a place to do it. You're trying to grow what you're building in the esports space and need some help or want some more connections with that. This is a place to do it. And, huge credit to Meg and John Davidson and all my other friends there that are building something that is really helping people do what they want to do. And, rising tide raises all ships, and a whole bunch of other metaphors I would throw in, but I think you get the gist. This is a great place, and it'll be greater with you if you're in the chat and you haven't joined yet. So there you go.
I'll just echo that because I think I've been part of a lot of different associations in the past and different business associations, and a lot of them don't have that kind of synergy that I have found in ESTA, where it is easy to talk to almost anybody, and the willingness of everyone to collaborate. That's what's so refreshing. It's like there's, you see everybody really wanting to find how they can find ways to work together, and that's what I think is really special about this group. So if you're into esports industry or have a tie, please, make sure that you let us know your interest, and we'll try to connect you. If it's not with us, it's with the person that might be of interest to you. So that's one thing I've learned from all my friends at ESTA is if they don't have the answer I'm looking for, they'll point me to 4 or 5 other people that they think might. So I've gotten that a lot through this group. So it's been fantastic.
Anyone else have some last words?
I just
No
close it out
pressure.
on my end and say we've only been a member for about a month, and similar to what Zach mentioned, I've already seen a ton of benefit in the connectivity and the responsiveness. Being new to this esports space, coming out of the clean energy space where I primarily focus, it's been a lot of uphill learning. But this group already in the past month has expedited that process for me and really opened my eyes up to opportunities, both for sponsorships in DRA and other connections that we're looking to build over time. So I would echo the sentiment that I recommend joining early and as soon as possible, and getting involved. This community is really worth its value.
That's amazing. I
Ditto.
guess Oh, right. I'm trying to think. Our next community event is it Thursday, Mick, or next Thursday?
Yes, the game night. This
Oh, yeah.
Thursday is the game night.
Okay, this Thursday's game night, and then I think sometime next week is a member roundup. Mick, if you could just jump in the calendar just to see, we have a new member roundup. I don't remember the exact date, but it's so cool. It's everything you need to know to get the most of your membership.
Yeah, we do have a member roundup coming up.
Yes, so all of you have that. And for anybody that hasn't joined, everyone is invited. Anyone that would like to work or be part of the Esports Trade Association, you are welcome. And it is now 1 hour and we conclude. I believe we go off live immediately.
Bye, everyone.
Now there's still a green room. Y'all don't have to leave.